How's it going, everybody? And today we finally finish off the Gravely and we blow some snow. Stay tuned. So here's this is the adapter plate. The engine went on this side, and yeah, that's what the keys are for, is because
it's aluminum.
Yep, that's aluminum. It's weird. The old engine was aluminum crank, aluminum lower end, cast iron upper end.
Ooh, all right.
Which was strange, but I brought this because I need this lip, or I want to model it after that lip. This is holding up our.
Okay, I thought we were gonna weld steel to aluminum.
No, no.
Man.
No, I'm not that stupid. It's one at like.
Oh.
This and this are.
Do you want the holes to line up too? Is that the plan? Oh, perfect.
Holes to line up, and then what I need. I brought this as a reference because this side is what we have on the transaxle, and I need this to poke in like a lip. That's what the keys are for.
Too loose.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So
I'll keep them lined up. Just a C clamp will probably do the rest.
All right. Okay. So I'll give you a run by rate for what we're gonna do. So basically, this is a little trickier side, but you're gonna start right here. Don't worry about getting that little corner. I would start right where this fits in, and I'm gonna get a nylon brush because I don't want to use metal for this collet. But you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna kind of do a little shuffle motion where it's not like running a line. You kind of push back like that, and then you're gonna move at about this rate.
Okay.
And if you see in favor, what I would do is don't try to get right in between there, because this is such thick steel, and this is thin. This will burn way quicker. So I almost favor here, like just pointing just down where it'll bubble up and burn into there, instead of saying I'm gonna go right in between. So favor there, slowly get up there.
Okay.
And yeah, so you get a feel for it. Anyway, this happens, that's gonna hold.
So there's the professional welder's weld, and there's my it's on there enough for handlebars weld. Quite the difference. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of that. So we're taking the remaining pieces of keyway and tacking them in along this diameter to match the little half-inch groove, or the, excuse me, quarter-inch groove right here. And you gotta have that because it holds your clutch in. And it would probably be easier to use a plate. I didn't think this little tack system would be too hard, but I've been proven wrong. But it looks like it's working so far. Let me show you how we did it. I will say that if you're gonna try to do this with math and a template, you're gonna find yourself having some issues, because these like these holes are not quite the same distance from this little flange all the way around. Like here is further than it is here. So it's not all quite aligned. We got a much more basic method of figuring out how to put them where they should go. What I've been doing here is I got my casing, take it with its lip, facing down, run a couple of bolts through this and our adapter, and then grab a little bit of our metal. Some needle nose. And then just slot it under there so that it's totally under the flange, but just barely. Okay, that one's nice. Grab our marker, try our best to mark it. All right, that was probably dark. And there we go. There it is. It's kind of tough to tell. It's hard to see the marker right now, but that's where it's gonna live. Then we could grab it with needle nose pliers. This one needs to be grabbed with pliers. Most of them could be clamped, and start to welding. Okay, so there we go. There's our border. It looks like it goes all the way around. I mean, it looks very ugly here, but when I have the casing on top peeking down from the side, it all lines up just fine. And the only thing this needs to survive is being pressed on by the clutch. And those are actually welded pretty good all the way around. Also, I didn't film it, but we put this little bar up here. I was pretty worried that this thing is gonna shake very bad. So hopefully that bar will mitigate it. Anyway, I think that's enough for the welding. Shoots. So here we are. We're back at my garage, and you can tell it's my garage because there's crap scattered all over the place. Anyway, if you've got eyes, you'll probably notice that we got our output gear on here. And also, this shaft coupler came in. If you can see, it needed to be shortened just a little bit. This is the second thing I actually had to pay for in this build, and it was 23 bucks on Amazon. Took forever to come in, so if you're getting one of these, buy in advance. Anyhow, now it's finally time to actually seal everything together. So we got our RTV, and we're just gonna spread it out all over this mating surface with a gloved finger and put our adapter on. Okay, looks like we can wiggle our little stack of feeler gauges just right through all of those. So we're gonna tighten it up, get her on the Gravely. So there we go, there's our Briggs motor, all mounted up on the back of the Gravely. It took quite a lot of fiddling actually to get it on there, but if we grab this thing, it's supposed to be in neutral. Doesn't seem like it's binding anywhere, like any of the gears are really dragging excessively. And like I said, sometimes if it's pressed too far in there, even though it's neutral, you're pressing up against the planetary gear and it'll spin anyway. But the fact that it's neutral, the fact that it doesn't seem any harder to pull than it ever was, I think that's a pretty good sign we got it on there. Okay, let's do the handlebars. I got some U-bolts to put those on. I don't want to do any more drilling than I have to because, well, I'm already, I guess, bastardizing this thing pretty hard anyway. So we'll try to keep things original where we can. So I got my shift linkages up, and check once again how perfect this worked out for me. Just barely. I see this lever down here. This link is actually touching, but doesn't actually seem to be interfering with anything. But if we have troubles on our test run, that's the first place I'm gonna look. Now we're adding our throttle linkage lever. I should point out that because our throttle is on the opposite side of the tractor now, that we couldn't get away with using the original throttle. So this is actually, this is heater cable out of a Volkswagen Rabbit again. Not this one, but just some spare parts I had. We're gonna see if it works. Here's my clamp from the Gravely. Looks like it will work. So we got this thing outside in case it wants to leak. Time to fill it up with oil. Now, the Gravely's usually take like 2 quarts or so in the transaxle, but that's when you have the stock engine pumping the oil around. If you do any kind of repower that's not using that oil pump, you got to put 4.5 to 5 quarts in. That's what we got right here. This is, it says SAE 30. What I got here is 530. Oh, it really wants to just go everywhere, doesn't it? All right. We got our tiny tack on. Got the stupid gas leak fixed. Let's give her a rip. That looks about right. Let's let her get warmed up. Works. All right, so I took her around the block a couple times, or to the end of the street, and let's set our low, or idle. Actually, that's perfect. Hoping for like 1600. I think I'll keep that. But if you got to mess with it more, this is your low speed, your low set, and let's go high. Okay, that's 34. Trying to get 3. Well, while I was messing with the governor, I snapped this off. So, looks like we're not going to be setting our idle here after all. But I do have the tiny tack, and I can try to keep it under the 3,000 RPM red line. But let's go see what this thing can do. Okay, let's try back here. Again, this is all terrible. This is like the worst possible stuff you could hope for. But it's all that I have right now.